Hey, everybody. I'm sorry, I'm having not only some technical difficulties this morning, but also some problems at the hospital. And I know, I've never come right out and said it, but from time to time, if something does happen to some of my patients, I am going to be a few minutes late, which is kind of like what happened this morning. So, hey, everybody. I hope everybody's having a great week. I had a little weekend getaway with my son last weekend and got back late on Sunday from going to the beach and seeing this amazing concert. And there was a terrible, terrible thunderstorm and lightning and rain. Everybody pop in, hey, so I can know that you're here. I see three people on, but I would love to just, for someone to say hey. And anyway, the concert almost got canceled. It was literally 2 hours before the concert started, and there was a rain delay, and they said if this lightning doesn't pass, we're absolutely not going to have this concert. And so it was a little heartbreaking because I got these tickets for us on Christmas, but some people had literally flown in from Chicago for their anniversary. Hey, Pat, good. All right. So, hey, everybody, I'm Dr. Cindy Stark. Hey, Sheila. Hey, Deborah. Thank you guys so much for being here. Y'all have no idea. Hey, Katie, this is just like the highlight of my life. To see you guys here and listening. Today we're going to be talking about perfectionism. I'm Dr. Cindy Stark, and I'm a hospitalist here at Northeast Georgia Medical Center, right behind my house, like a mile from my house. And I always tell people I save patients' lives by day as a hospitalist, but I'm the real Dr. Cindy. So I'm Dr. Stark by day and the real Dr. Cindy by night. And I actually usher men and women into the healthiest versions of their life. Hey, Jenny. I have my bohemian outfit on. We're talking about perfectionism and what this dress that I have on has to do with that too today. So what we're going to be talking about today, I know you guys know one of the cornerstones of how I heal people in this online mentoring space. Unfortunately, I can't have access to any of these healing tools at the hospital because all you can do is really slice and dice and add IV medicines, which is really great if if people's life is depending on it. But for true happiness and growth and productivity, what we really need to do is go in and rewire this mindset. That we have this beautiful brain, and so many of us do not know how to use it. So that's what the cornerstone of my program is about. And I'm here today talking to you about perfectionism. And one of the things that messes up our mindset more than anything is trauma and like a series of unfortunate events that have happened to us in our lifetimes. Most of our belief systems, 95% of our belief systems, are formed by the time we're 7 years old. When you're a little child, and you can notice it, you can actually see as an adult when it changes. But when you're a little child, there's a theta brain state where you're almost just like in a dream state, and you're just a sponge. You don't have any ability to critically think and discern. You are just really absorbing anything that comes your way. And so by the time we grow up and we have our own lives and minds and what we want to ideas about what we want to accomplish in our lives, so much is running on the autopilot of some faulty wiring that's happened. 95% of it by the time we were 7 years old. So what the unconscious mind. Thank you, Michelle. I am so glad that you're here too. Michelle is a nurse, and she and I used to work together, and Jessica too. And I am just so happy to be helping my nurse friends and my just everybody friends to just learn a better way of healing. You don't have to. I do believe one of the worst things in America is this dogma that happens where we're kind of like subconsciously almost, hey, Hannah. Programmed through all the television commercials that are on, and we're literally getting hypnotized by all these advertisements, and then we kind of fall prey, and we succumb to what the television is telling us that we want, how to look and feel better with all these medicines and pills and fast food. And they're always like, you deserve this and you deserve that. Well, you wake up and you realize you're not even having an intelligent thought of your own. You're just kind of running your life based on what America is telling us, and it's just all profit driven and it's just terrible. And so, anyway, let me stay on topic here. Most of our unconscious mind, there's two jobs that our unconscious mind does in our lives. Number one is to gain love and acceptance, and number two is to be safe and keep us alive. Okay? So if you think about all the different things that have happened to you in your life, and I use the word trauma because it is traumatic, most of the things that have happened to us, some more than others. It has, what trauma is not actually the event that happened to us, but what we made ourselves believe about ourselves as a result of the event. And so what happens is that if you want to live the kind of life and business that you want, you have to get command of this unconscious mind that's running 96% of the show. Only 4% of our brain here in the frontal lobe is consciously at our fingertips to be manipulated. The other 96% is that's running the show is unconscious, and there's really, until you know these tools that I teach, there's really nothing you can do for it. You are just kind of like prey to whatever it says. And so, what trauma is, I always say, it's not the events that happen to us. It's how we process what happened, and then we recreate our lives over and over again to match what that trauma has made our programming think about ourselves. And you can't live your life from love and safety and true health and wellness if you are living from a place of trauma. You have to get in touch with what your authentic self is. And again, it's sometimes feels like it can be nearly impossible to figure out what your authentic self is. This that which brings me to my story of my dress that I have here. I've been visiting some old relatives over the past few weeks and looking through some old picture books, photo albums, who all did, printed out pictures and made hard copy photo albums. I know I did. I have like 30 of them. And I used to dress in this really feminine, cool, bohemian way back when I was a teenager, with these frilly sleeves and everything. And I just the minute I went to medical school, I just got rid of all that. It was like scrubs. It was very conservative. It was beige pants and black shoes and a belt. And anyway, I'd kind of been dressing just in nothing but black pants and black shoes for the last 20 years. And so I went to Plato's Closet and got myself a lot of feminine dresses, because I'm thinking to myself, if anyone is listening to me and thinking that what I was wearing before is attractive, they're really not even getting attracted to the real Dr. Cindy. Let's be true to ourselves. And that's what I'm going to go into today. It's just such a great topic of perfectionism and the masks that we wear to try to get acceptance by people. So I want you to know that when you are living your life from without trying to rewire your subconscious mind, you're actually recreating your history over and over again, whatever lies that your belief systems told yourself. And if you're ever trying to get safety outside of yourself, you're actually giving your power over to someone else. And I do believe as children, we always, we secure our safety by adults. And so we kind of get this lifetime pattern of finding safety outside of ourselves. And the only true safety that we have is when we love and trust ourselves. So that's what I'm going to try to teach you how to do today, and through all of these Tuesdays at 10 lives that I do, okay? It's just trying to get you to have an awareness of what's going on so you can actually affect a change. So I want everybody that's here, I know there's about 7 of us right here, just type in the chat, what are some of the prices that you have paid in your life for being inauthentic to who you really were, or trying to be perfect? And also, anybody else coming in, if y'all can just give me a hashtag live if you're catching this live, and a hashtag replay, because I love to see who all's coming in live and who all's coming in as a replay. So I know one of the biggest prices that we pay for trying to be perfect is inauthenticity. Like I'm saying, you're giving up love to your authentic self by wearing masks. And I know I've seen this in my daughter tremendously. She's 19 now, but when she was about 10 to 12, she wanted to be like that popular crowd so much, and she had us buy her all this Vera Bradley stuff that she could have cared less about, that she didn't need. She got so into sports and athletics, which she's a musician. She had no desire to really, she was just trying to fit in. And if they ever liked her, y'all, they weren't even liking who she really was. They were liking this version of her that was just nothing but a shell and a mask to try to mirror what she thought they wanted her to be. And so, yeah, fully furnished places. Thank you, Donna. Um, yeah, I've had to over the past few months, to a couple years actually, unfollow so many things on social media that was at sites that were making me think that I was not happy unless I was, remodeling my house every 2 or 3 months, and going on these, $10,000 a week vacations, or 20 times a year. I mean, I just uh, there's just so much that we fall prey to here in America, and especially with social media. So prices that we pay. So inauthenticity. Um, um, Again, not. How about this? Lost relationships, lost income, lost um, incongruent and inauthentic relationships with our family. So many times we try to do so much. That's right, Sheila. Giving up your joy in your life to cater to others, trying to be perfect and to be a superwoman. That's right. I mean, we wear so many hats in our life, especially as women. I'm going to write them down. I hope you can see it. I hope it's not going to be mirror image. So, we are moms. Some of us are wives or partners, right? We're workers, whatever your faith is. I'm a Christian, so we have a Christian hat that we wear. What else? Moms, wives, and partners. Friends. We're a friend to some people. We're a community. We're a member of the community. We're daughters or sons. And these are so many hats to be wearing all the time, and you're trying to be such a super mom and a super wife and a super worker and a super Christian. I go to church every Sunday. A super friend. I'm constantly leaving your family to do stuff with your friends. Super community, where you're just like on all these volunteer roles. And then a super daughter, right? I mean, there's just so many things that we do. And what happens is that if we think we're not perfect in some of these roles, then we think we're not lovable and we're not safe because of the way that our subconscious mind works. So we will rate ourselves in these different roles that we carry in this life, and it kind of gives us a sense of control. And again, I just want you to know that my biggest gift to you could be for you guys to love and accept yourself as yourself. When you're seeking validation from others, you are never going to be able to get the true validation that you want. That's unattainable, okay? So you are going to be trying to have perfectionism in your business, again, by being on all these different committees. You are if I don't know about you guys, if y'all have ever done this. It happened to me when I was in my early 30s. But I was trying to be a super doctor, and I would personally get on any committee I could find at the hospital. I would do all this volunteer work in the communities where I worked. I would get on the radio. I would speak at Kiwanis clubs. Um, I would go to movie nights. I would all this stuff, and all I really wanted to do was to be a good doctor and to be a mom. And it would take me away from the thing that was the most important thing to me, which were my children. And you can end up killing yourself trying to be so perfect and trying to prove yourself, not only at work but also in the home environment. And you can end up, the trauma and these patterns of trying to fit in can end up damaging us at such a cellular level. You can actually get autoimmune diseases, and you can burn your adrenals out, and before you know, this is like almost irreparable. I mean, sometimes you can't even figure out that you have adrenal fatigue. So go back and watch my other trainings. I go into some of this, into some of my other trainings. Yeah, trying to be a money bag to my girlfriend so she will pay more attention to me. Oh my gosh, Michelle, isn't that the truth? So many people try to win other people's loves by giving them money that they don't have, and that's, again, that's not really loving the person. That's just you trying to win love with gifts. So go back under announcements and watch my other trainings for going more into all that subconscious. But so what we do is that we create these masks trying to be perfect, and then we give ourselves subconsciously, we're doing this, we don't do this knowingly, but we have this grading system. All right, so we say in my business as a worker, let's say I'm working at about a 30%. This is on a 0 to 100% level, okay? And then as a daughter and a son, I'd say I'm just doing myself 100%. Community, I'd say I'd give myself about a 50%. Friend, 100%. Christian, I'd say, oh, well, I go to church, let's see, 3 out of 4 Sundays every month. So let's give myself a 75%, and I do a Bible study once a year. As a wife and partner, I really wear a mask here and try to be a super wife personally. And so I'm going to give myself a big fat 85%. And then as a mom, I'd say definitely 100%. That's where most of my time and attention goes. Personally, when they say died of a broken heart, it's 100% true. And so we will identify these roles that we carry, right? We rate ourselves, and then we take the lowest score. So let's say my lowest one is a 30% as a worker, because I said a long time ago, screw it, I'm not going to be in any more committees. And so I go in and see my patients, and I come home. That's it. So then I generalize that, and I equate my whole entire self as a failure because I'm a 30% in one of these key roles that I play in my life. So here I am thinking that I am a failure. And what we have to do is get true healing. And the true healing will again come through the subconscious rewiring. We're going to lower our emotions in all of our gestalts. Gestalts are little bags that fill up with emotions, fear, anger, sadness, and guilt, and others. And they just fill up until they're overflowing. And then once you've emptied all those gestalts through rewiring your subconscious mind, then you can regulate the emotions and show up as your true authentic self in everything. And we as women, and I think most of us are women that are in this group. I know I have some men too, and you probably do this too, but especially as women, and I'm just speaking as a woman because of course I am a woman, but we have a tendency to ignore and deny our emotions. And again, we will start focusing on the things that we're 100% in, which is that mom role for me. Getting back where I feel my safest is how I am as a mom. And then we numb out all those other areas that aren't perfect because they're too painful to actually face. It makes me feel unsafe. And so then my subconscious mind is actually working against me and not for me. And what my body, now that I have completely rewired my subconscious mind and emptied my reticular activating system, which I'll get into that in a minute, one of the things that I realized that I need the most in my life is variety. I don't like having the same food every day. I don't like driving to work the same route every day. I don't like to have any day be a carbon copy of the other. I have to have some kind of joy and adventure every single day. And if I'm not intentionally going out and seeking variety that's healthy and wholesome, then my subconscious mind, what it'll do is create self-destructive chaos in my life to give me my core needs, to make me feel safe. And the only difference between chaos and variety are the chemicals that you put out. And one is very damaging and one is very uplifting. But the most important thing is that perfectionism robs you of is your true self, your gifts, your talents, your joy, your health. One of the reasons that I created my program is because of what I saw in the hospital. It's kind of like I was just going through the motions of being a doctor for the first 10 years of practicing medicine. And then something happened when I hit about 40, and I realized all these people are so sick and they can't do anything about it. And all I have to offer is an amputation if your diabetes has gotten so bad, or if your clogged arteries have gotten so bad, or 20 prescription medicines if your heart failure has gotten so bad. And I said, there's got to be a better way for people to know that they can have access to this health. And what I kind of put together in my own mind is that if we don't think we're worth having the good health, then we can't day by day consistently get the sleep that we deserve, put the food in our mouth that is wholesome and beneficial. Have the joy and adventure that we like. Have the friendships that are going to make us feel so connected and so important and valued in the world. And so, the first half of my program, I have a 12-week transformational health program. And the first half of it, the first 6 weeks, we're doing nothing but clearing out the reticular activating system. And what that is, again, I go into more detail in one of my earlier lives, but I'm just going to sum it up quickly here. What we think happens when things come into our mind and into our vision, into our lives, we think that they go into our eyes, bypass our thinking brain, and then get stored into or they excuse me they get what we think happens is they get filtered through. That's awesome, Jenny. Her sleep has improved so much since she's cleared her emotions. She's one of my clients that is in about week 8 or 10 of the program, and she has had such incredible results. She's a completely new person. But so what we think happens is that things in our life go through our mind. We filter them through our thinking brain, and they get stored in our subconscious mind as memories. And just as they are, like real accurate representation of reality. And that's not exactly what happened at all. What happens at all? What happens? And I don't question God because He's infinite and wise beyond measure and holy. But how He made our mind instead is that all of the stuff that happens to us bypasses our brain, goes right from our eyes straight into our subconscious mind, bypasses all of this critical factor and this thinking part of the brain. And then the only things that get through the reticular activating system to get stored are the things that match what's in our subconscious mind. And that is things that are going to match all of our belief systems, any kind of social systems, all the coding and programming that we have from our families, from our school, from our church, from society, from everything. And if it doesn't match that, then it doesn't get stored in the subconscious mind at all. But so all these distorted, inaccurate, generalized pieces of the world that are all around us, that's what makes it into our subconscious mind. And then and only then does it come out to our critical factor and our frontal lobe and our conscious mind. And our brain calls that the truth. And I hope I'm saying this in a way that makes sense. I'm trying to sum it up in like 2 minutes, where I spent like 30 minutes on the first or second one of these lives that I did. So please go back and listen to that. But when all of that programming gets filtered through and then it gets to our thinking brain as the truth, what it really is just the truth as how it matched the crappy wiring and the faulty wiring and the stinking thinking that was back in our subconscious brain to begin with. And so we think we are operating at full capacity and 100%, or really we are so crippled because the only thing that's making it to our conscious mind is what matches our subconscious mind. And if you don't think that you're worthy and you don't think that you're lovable, then you will never see things. I'm so glad you're starting to see clearer, Hannah. Hannah's another one of my clients. I'm going to interview each of these clients as a Facebook Live in this group, just so you can see what their journey has been like with me. And I hope I'm not overstepping, but I'm sure both of these women will be happy to answer any questions that you have, because I do really want you guys to see what it is that we do, because it's nothing short of life changing and transformational. And you don't have to keep living your life the way that you're living your life. Most of the people that come to me are people that have spent 10, 20, or 30 years trying to live their authentic lives and their authentic selves. And everything they've done is numbing up or wasting money and time. And now they found true healing. So it's just so exciting to watch these women come alive in their 30s and 50s and 60s. Okay, so that's the first half of my program is completely going in there, clearing out your influences. And the influence is just a person, place, or a thing that's had some effect on you as a child. And then after we clear all the top influences, then we go in and we clear the top 6 emotions that are holding you back. Again, it's anger, sadness, fear, and guilt and shame. And then the other one, after we clear all your emotions, then we go and we clear all the belief systems that are keeping you stuck in your life. And then and only then is your brain actually open to see life as it really is. And the second half of my program, again, I created this program so that people could have vibrant health and live whatever kind of life they want, and accomplish any kind of dreams that they want. So we just spend the second half of our program shoring up your sleep, your immune system, your gut health, any kind of hopes and dreams that you have, your soul, your spirit, your energy, your relationship with time and joy and adventure, and you come out a heal hold person. And then we're in community forever. I mean, you have lifetime access to my teachings and lifetime access to me. I'm never going to stop this for as long as I live. I finally feel like I'm really, really making a difference in people's lives and having the impact that I wanted. I think so many of us go into medicine hoping to create a change, and unfortunately, we just patch up a big bleeding artery with a band-aid, and we just send people out into the world, and we never even fix the artery, the hole in the artery at all. We just made them dependent on a band-aid. You got to change your band-aid out every 2 days. And it's just so heartbreaking to me just how sick people are really in America right now. It does not have to be that way. So again, what a lot of us women do is that we juggle, and we are keeping ourselves from connection. We're going on so many trips, having so many dinners, and really all trying to make your kids happy, and all your kids really wanted was you, and here you are, keeping yourself away from the one thing that's important. I know my son at breakfast this morning, he was getting ready to go to school, and he said, "Mom, I know that I scheduled my this summer the way that I scheduled it because I wanted to." Congratulations, Jenny. Jenny had her 3 year sober anniversary yesterday. 3 years. She was 25 years drunk, and 3 years to yesterday was that was her marker. It's just amazing. But anyway, my son said, "I know that I planned my summer the way that I wanted it, Mom." And I went. I asked you, let's go to Idaho. I wanted to go to Florida with my friends. We're going to a dude ranch to ride horses in a few weeks, and then we went to see that the Avett brothers at the beach just the other day. And he said, but next summer, he said, I just want to chill and relax and just really connect with my friends before I go off to college. And I'm like, that is so. Yeah, and Hannah is another one of my clients, and her autoimmune disorder, her Hashimoto symptoms are already starting to improve just by clearing her reticular activating system, because again, the trauma is stored in our cells. So, if you want to heal yourself, if you're on a lot of different medicines, if you do this program, you're going to see all your prescription drugs completely disappearing. People have been on anti-anxiety medicines for 25 years, and they're completely off. So it's amazing work, and no doctor really talks about it because it involves a lot of personal time commitment, not only on the doctor's part but also on your client's part, and but you're so worth it. You are the person that's more worth it than anything. So I'm just so excited for these ladies. Again, when you do this work, it's going to pay you dividends for the rest of your life. And I think we as women, we are always trying to help other people, and you got to not keep being there just for everybody else, but you got to be there for yourself. And I'm unfortunately the person in my family that everyone goes to for medical advice. Every vacation I go on, within 12 hours of arriving, someone's calling me about a bladder infection or rectal bleeding or something, and I've trained them to be that way, but I'm trying to, as time goes on, take care of myself instead of taking care of other people. And a lot of us empaths, we know what it feels like to be in deep pain, and we don't want other people to be suffering, and so we just help and help and help and help because we want to make a difference in people's lives. But you can't take care of other people and not take care of yourself. Because again, that's just putting on a mask that's not your true self, and you have to be here for yourself. So again, my goal and my wish for every one of us is that we live our God-given lives on purpose. And we have a whole team in my community that will be here to usher you into the other part of your life, on the other side of healing. And if you are sick and tired of being sick and tired, and you've been trying your way for so long and nothing's helping, please book a call. I guess, like Michelle said, she's talking to me tomorrow, and we're going to see if she's ready. And if you're not ready, it's okay. I'm going to keep coming in here live every Tuesday at 10 and just help you to bring an awareness to the healing that is available so that you can at least start your path of healing. And the work here in my program is not easy. I always say it's expensive, both with time and money, but it's nothing compared to the time that you are spending and the money that you are spending not having your authentic self, and the sacrifices that you're making, and the money that you're leaving on the table, and the relationships that are not fulfilling and not engaging in the way that's authentic. So all this again is waiting on the other side. And I do just want to tell you that you deserve it, because you deserve you. And again, I'm Dr. Cindy Stark. I'm going to be coming here every Tuesday at 10. I'll see you next Tuesday at 10. Next week, we're going to be talking about boundaries and why they're so impossible to create, and especially why they're so hard to keep. But it's been my pleasure coming to you today. I hope you guys are enjoying the series. I have so much more that I want to talk about, and I will see y'all next week. Y'all have a great day.